My name's Daisy. I'm with S.H.I.E.L.D. We're here for your protection.
They built a team to defend the world
What is happening to me?
against the very ones they fight to save.
We call ourselves Inhumans.
But now face a threat
I'm not scared of you.
You should be.
that is beyond belief.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So, new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. trailer for Season 3, teasing some of the stuff that's going to be happening in the first episode, but, just in general, showing off Lash as the new big bad for at least the first half of the season. What the show is doing this year is a version of Secret Warriors from the comics from that storyline, blended with a new Inhumans run before Secret Wars. If you've never met Lash before, he just debuted last year. He's a relatively new character. He came out of the Terrigenesis storyline where Inhumans started popping up everywhere. Black Bolt set off a Terrigen bomb, Inhumans started popping up everywhere, so they're doing a version of that on the TV show right now. But Coulson's team itself is going to be patterned on Secret Warriors from the comics, which is something from the Skrull invasion. Some of you guys might remember that all happened in the wake of Civil War in the comics. Civil War destabilized the world and set the stage for a Skrull invasion. And no, I don't think that they're going to do Skrulls in the movies. But it is a nice coincidence that they're doing Captain America Civil War next spring. It just makes it for a really awesome crossover with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'll talk about that a little bit more at the end of the video. Let's talk a little bit more about what's going on with the TV characters. I don't know for sure, but I think that Skye might start going as Daisy a lot more. Her inner circle of friends might start calling her Daisy more and more. I mean, like, she'll always be Skye to her closest friends, but she's a lot more comfortable with her identity as Daisy Johnson, so she might start thinking of herself as Daisy more and more. They teased a little bit of tension between Lincoln and Mac. If you remember, Mac hates all Inhumans, and Lincoln is one of the new Inhuman defectors that defected to Team Coulson. He seems like he's going all tough guy in the trailer, but he really is a good character. And Simmons, I know everybody is still wondering about Simmons stuck in that obelisk. Last year, whenever she got sucked in, I was pretty sure that she would come back, like they weren't killing her off the show. It was just them ending the season on a huge jump scare. But when she comes back, is she going to be changed? We don't know a lot about the obelisk itself, but it doesn't look like it imbues people with inhuman powers. It's meant to fight Inhumans, and the actress herself says that she feels like she's somewhere inside there, so it might just have multiple properties, but I don't think that she would have gotten sucked in if she didn't have Inhuman DNA in her. It would be pretty cool to see her get some powers, but I think most of the people that we see getting powers in Season 3 will be the juicers that eat those fish oil pills. And they kind of tease one of the new ones in the trailer. The only thing we know about him is that his name is Joey. There are going to be a couple other teams. Now, they're not doing Hammer, but they are doing a government-based team that's hunting down Inhumans. They're called like the Advanced Threat Containment Unit, and there are a couple characters like Constance Zimmer that will be working with them. They're going to have the same relationship that Captain America and Iron Man have in Civil War. Like, the government won't be bad, but they will be the antagonists to Coulson's team. Coulson's team will always be the main protagonist. Lash will be the crazy, murdery, stabby villain. Ward will also be a villain, and I'll be really interested to see if there's like somebody that Lash is working for that we meet in the second half of the season that Ward ends up working with too. In the world of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like in this TV world, Ward is the closest thing we have to a Loki character, just a little bit crazy with constantly shifting allegiances. Brett Dalton is awesome, but he's no Tom Hiddleston, but he will be having a lot of fun this season. I feel like Evil Ward is so much more fun than Season 1 Ward. You guys can let me know though, if we know that Lash is going to be like the stabby villain for the first half of the season at least, do you think that he is actually working for another Inhuman, like another faction of Inhumans? Part of the reason why he's so crazy in the comics is because he feels like Terrigenesis is something special. Only a select few are supposed to be able to take in the Terrigen Mist, so when everybody gets to do it, it kind of pisses him off. He goes on this crazy holy mission to eliminate all these brand new Inhumans. In the comics, they call them New Humans, as in like NU humans. But as part of that new Inhumans arc, I mean, before Secret Wars went down, people like Lineage here started to emerge. Lineage is just one of the leaders of an evil Inhumans group. Typically, when we think of the Inhumans, we think of the traditional royal family like Black Bolt, Medusa. There are bad groups of Inhumans that have risen up. The interesting thing in the comics, though, is that Lineage actually had a son named Joey. So that might be who this Joey character is we see in this trailer. So don't be surprised if Lash is taking orders from another evil Inhuman. But it feels like what they've been suggesting is that Lash is going to be the main villain for the first half of the season at least. Just remember that a lot of times they'll take like the framework of a lot of comic book arcs and they'll change them to fit with the characters that they already have. Like the Secret Warriors from the comics, that's not going to be the exact storyline that they have on the TV show. We might see some of the other Inhumans that we meet during Lash's arc in the comics, but I mean, we'll have to see. it can be kind of expensive to do Inhuman powers, so I think they're going to try to be pretty economic with like the level of craziness that they do. Usually they save the really big powers, like where they do tons of special effects for premieres, mid-season finales, and season finales. What about crossover with Captain America Civil War? I know a lot of people are asking if characters with superpowers will go to the movies. Normally I would say Coulson would totally do a movie crossover. I mean, the Avengers Age of Ultron crossover was kind of lame this year. But the problem is that Marvel Studios now is reporting to a different group than Marvel Television. Like they're not all under the same banner anymore. So it might be a little bit harder for them to cross over. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm not expecting, or at least I'd be really surprised if Chloe Bennett showed up in a cameo in Captain America Civil War. I think it's more likely that we'll see Captain America Civil War people come on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But in case you guys haven't seen it, there's a bunch of other trailers that have been dropping the last couple of days, so I'll put some extra links in the description. We got an Arrow Season 4 trailer, a Flash Season 2 trailer's probably coming next week, and we've got a bunch of Doctor Who footage. There are a couple other shows that are starting in the next 2 weeks or so just keep your eyes peeled. I will be doing Heroes videos, and I'll be doing Doctor Who. Those will be the next 2 shows to come back, but I don't think that they come back for like another 2 weeks. We will probably get a bunch more footage from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. though. Whenever that comes, I'll totally do more trailer breakdowns, so be sure to subscribe to get that stuff. If there are any characters from the comics you guys want me to do bonus videos for, just let me know in the comments. If you guys didn't see my video explaining like what's going on with the drama and Captain America Civil War and Marvel, you can click here to learn all about that, and you can click here for that Arrow Season 4 trailer if you haven't seen it yet. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.